I've been carrying this weight so long. Thought I was strong enough on my own. Built these walls from my regrets, and now I'm trapped inside them. Every road that I have walked led me farther than I thought. Running from the truth I knew, still you never left me. When the night gets cold and I lose my way, you're still holding on to me. When I'm hanging by a thread, when the darkness fills my eyes and the voices fill my head, I was falling through the cracks. You were calling out my name. Every scar, every failure, you still love me just the same. You're still holding on, still holding on. All the dreams I buried deep, all the promises I'd break. Every time I turned away, you were standing there waiting. I can see it clearer now. Grace was louder than my doubt. You were writing hope into every page I wanted burned. When the world lets go, you're the one who stays. You're still holding on to me. When I'm hanging by a thread, when the darkness fills my eyes and the voices fill my head, I was falling through the cracks. You were calling out my name. Every scar, every failure, you still love me just the same. You're still holding on, still holding on. I don't have to be enough, I don't have to hide my wounds. You carried every broken piece and made it something new. The cross was more than words to hear, more than stories from my youth. It's the reason I can't stand when I can't stand on my own. You're still holding on to me when the storm is raging wild, when the road beneath me breaks. You still call me your child. I was lost but now I'm found by the mercy of your grace. Every scar, every failure was redeemed because you stayed. You're still holding on, still holding on. Jesus, you're still holding on. When I let go, you held on. Another mile, another town, another way to let you down. I kept the radio turned up loud to drown out what I knew. I had excuses lined in rows, like old scars nobody knows. Every road I chose to follow only brought me back to you. And I still see those headlights fading in the rain. I've got ghosts in the rearview, memories I can't outrun. Every mistake, every shadow, every place I used to run, but they're getting smaller now. The farther that I move, 'cause I spent years chasing after things that never gave me anything. A crowded room can feel so empty when your soul is all alone. I thought freedom meant no chains, doing everything my way. But I found a different kind of freedom the day I let you take control. And for the first time in my life, I don't need to hide. I've got ghosts in the rearview, memories I can't outrun. Every mistake, every shadow, every place I used to run. But they're getting smaller now, the farther that I move, 'cause mercy's riding shotgun, and you're seeing me through. Maybe they'll never disappear, maybe some wounds leave a mark, but scars don't tell me who I am, they just tell me where you found me. I've got ghosts in the rearview, but they don't own me anymore. The cross is written over every debt I had before. And when I look behind me, I can finally see the truth. You were there in every mile, leading me back to you. Though the road keeps winding on, but I'm not driving it alone. The alarm cuts through the darkness, another workday rolling in. 100 things already waiting before the day begins. The boots are by the doorway, my coffee's almost done, but there's something more important before I face the sun. Before the miles, before the noise, before my thoughts start running, before I put on my boots, before the coffee hits my lips, before the front door opens. Lord, let me pray for my wife, let me carry her to heaven before I make my own plans. 'Cause the first thing I should build each day is placing her in your hands. Before I chase another dollar, before I try to change my life, before I carry the weight of today, Lord, let me pray for my wife. You know the burdens that she carries, the ones she never speaks aloud, the worries that she hides behind a smile when life gets hard somehow. You see every tear she's cried, this work will all be done. The things I thought were so important will fade like the setting sun. But the woman sleeping beside me, the family you've given my life, will matter long after the paycheck's spent. So Lord, let me get this right before I put on my boots, before the coffee hits my lips, before the front door opens. Lord, let me pray for my wife, let me carry her to heaven before I make my own plans. Cause the first thing I should build each day is placing her in your hands. Before I chase another dollar, before I try to change my life, before I carry the weight of today, Lord, let me pray for my wife. Before the sun climbs over the horizon, before another day takes flight, before I take a single step, Lord, let me pray for my wife. I can load another plate on, push my body past the pain. We go before the sunrise, do it all again. I've got discipline for miles when it's something I can see. But there's a book beside my bed that's been waiting on me. It's funny how the strongest man can still be weak somewhere. Cause the heaviest thing I lift each morning ain't the iron in the gym, it's that Bible on the nightstand calling me to open it. 100 pounds is easy compared to dying to myself. The hardest weight I'll ever carry is laying down my will. I chase strength in the mirror, measure progress by the scale, but muscles won't stand with me when temptation sets its sail. There's a battle every morning before my feet hit the floor, a choice between my own voice or the voice of the Lord. And every day begins with what I'll put first. Cause the heaviest thing I lift each morning ain't the iron in the gym, it's that Bible on the nightstand calling me to open it. 100 pounds is easy compared to dying to myself. The hardest weight I'll ever carry is laying down my will. Strong backs build strong bodies, but your word builds stronger men. The weight room trains my muscles, the scriptures train my soul. One shapes what people notice, one shapes who I'll become. Now the heaviest thing I lift each morning still ain't the iron in the gym, it's that Bible on the nightstand and the war that starts within. Cause every page reminds me this life is not my own, and real strength begins the moment I let God take control. Let God take control. my body. The Bible builds a man. Spend another night awake, staring at the same four walls. Trying not to think about how I got here at all. Everyone says I'll be fine. Maybe they're right, but something's missing every single night. And the door was open, I just couldn't see the light. Spent so long running from it, I got used to the night. And you were waiting where I left you all alone. I thought the way back home was gone, but the door was open. But the door was open. I wake up every morning with good intentions in my hands, but somewhere between the sunrise and the evening, they slip away again. I know what's right in front of me, I know the road I ought to take. So tell me why I keep returning to the things I swore I'd never be. There's a war beneath my skin, and I don't know how to win. Why do I run to the things that break me? Why do I become the man I hate to see? The heart that wants you and the flesh that pulls away. I'm caught between two worlds every single day. I've memorized the answers, I've heard the sermons all before, but knowledge doesn't stop the battle when temptation's at the door. Some nights I stare into the mirror, wondering who's looking back. A saint who's been forgiven, or a sinner off the track. The harder that I fight alone, the deeper that I sink. Why do I run to the things that break me? Why do I become the man I hate to see? The heart that wants you and the flesh that pulls away. I'm caught between two worlds every single day. Wretched man that I am, who can rescue me now? I've tried my strength, I've tried my pride, they only let me down. Then I hear grace calling from the other side of the fight. The answer wasn't in my hands, it was standing there the whole time. I don't have to run to the things that break me. I don't have to be the man I used to see. The war is still raging, but now I know the way. The victory belongs to Jesus, even on my weakest days. The man I hate is dying, and Christ is making something new. was a time I thought a strong man, never stumbled, never cried, never showed the fear he carried, buried deep down inside. But I've learned strength looks different than the stories that I knew. It's getting on your knees each morning and depending all on you. I don't need all the answers, I just need your hand. And by your grace I'll lead, not because I'm strong enough, not because I've got it figured out, but somehow earned your love, but because you've been faithful through every victory and defeat. So I'll point them all to Jesus, and by your grace I'll lead. For the little lies that watch me, for the hearts you placed in mine, help me live what I believe when no one sees behind the lines. Let my home be filled with mercy, let forgiveness be the rule. Let my children see a father who's still learning from you. When they remember me someday, let them remember this. By your grace I'll lead, not because I'm strong enough, not because I've got it figured out or somehow earned your love, but because you've been faithful through every victory and defeat. So I'll point them all to Jesus, and by your grace I'll lead. When I fail, teach me humility. When I fall, teach me to stand. When I wander, pull me closer. When I'm weak, be my strength again. And if my children follow footprints when my years on earth are through, may they find that every step I took was trying to follow you. By your grace I'll lead, through the laughter and the tears, through the ordinary moments and the passing of the years. And I won't leave them wealth or greatness like this world says man should do, but I'll leave them something better, a father who loved Jesus and show them how to do. And when the day is over and my race on earth is done, may my family know we followed Christ and He carried us all home. Father in heaven, holy is your name, above every kingdom, above all my shame. The world keeps on changing, but you remain the same. So I lift my eyes higher and call on your name. Let your will be done even when I don't understand. Give me breath for today, strength for the road ahead. Teach me how to trust you when I'm filled with fear. Instead, forgive me, Lord, the way you've forgiven me. Lead me through the darkness and set this captive free. Your kingdom is coming, your promise still stands. The nations may tremble, but they're held in your hands. And when I am weary, and when faith feels thin, remind me your mercy is new once again. Let your will be done even when it breaks my plans. Give me breath for today, strength for the road ahead. Teach me how to trust you when I'm filled with fear. Instead, forgive me, Lord, the way you've forgiven me. Lead me through the darkness and set this captive free. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the power, yours is the glory forever and ever. When temptation calls my name, be the shelter through the storm. Keep my feet upon the rock, keep my heart close to your own. Give me bread for today, strength for the road ahead. Teach me how to trust you when I can't see what's next. Forgive me, Lord, the way you've forgiven me. Lead me through the darkness and bring me safely Our Father in heaven, holy is your name. Above every kingdom, forever you reign. I raise my hands on Sunday morning, sing every word like I believed it. Told myself this time was different, this time I'd finally mean it. Walked out feeling 10 feet taller, ready to change everything. Then Monday came with all its battles, and I look like the same old me. How many times have I said I'll never fall again? But that's not me on Monday, the man I said I'd be. The fire fades so quickly when the world starts pulling me. I sound a lot like Peter, making promises I can't keep. Lord, the man I am on Sunday ain't the man I am all week. I know the verses, know the stories, I know exactly what is right. But knowing and becoming have never been the same fight. I've got a mouthful of convictions and a heart that drifts away. 3 times before the rooster crows, I deny you in my own way. And every failure whispers, maybe you'll never change. That's not me on Monday, the man I said I'd be. The fire fades so quickly when the world starts pulling me. I sound a lot like Peter, making promises I can't keep. never Peter's strength. The rock was you being here. That's not me on Monday, but you're the same each day. The same God in the valley as when I'm lost in praise. And maybe being faithful starts with finally admitting this. Without you I'm just Peter, standing by another fire again. Lord, make my Monday look a little more like you. For a long time I carried it like a stone inside my chest. Every word he never said, every wound he never meant. I built my life around the anger, try to make it disappear. But the harder that I held it, the heavier it became. I wanted justice. You showed me grace, and I learned it from you. How to let go, how to stop carrying what I can't control. You called me son when I felt unwanted to. I found a father's love, and I learned it from you. Maybe he was fighting battles that I never got to see. Maybe broken people often leave broken things behind. I'm not saying it was easy, I'm not saying it was right, but forgiveness started growing when I saw him through your eyes. The chains fell off, one link at a time. And I learned it from you. How to let go, how to stop carrying what I can't control. You called me son when I felt unwanted to. I found a father's love, and I learned it from you. You never asked me to pretend that it didn't hurt at all. You just showed me how forgiveness can heal a heart without denying the scars. Maybe he needs mercy the same way that I do. Maybe we're both standing here needing grace from you. And I learned it from you. How to forgive, how to lay down the bitterness and finally live. You gave me what he couldn't and what I couldn't earn. I found a father's love, and it changed everything. And it changed everything. I used to think I had to hold it all, carry every weight myself, keep a steady hand on everything, never ask for help. And so I wore myself down to the bone, trying to be enough, building castles out of sand, calling it strength. But every road I took alone led me to the same place. When I got nothing left, that's when you showed up. When my hands finally opened, that's when you filled them up. I spent years trying to be strong, till I couldn't stand at all. Now I know your power shines the brightest when I'm small. Funny how a breaking heart can finally learn to trust, how a man at the end of himself can finally look up. I was searching for the answer in everything but you, but surrender found me first and carried me through. The less I leaned on me, the more I saw your grace. When I got nothing left, that's when you showed up. When my hands finally opened, that's when you filled them up. I spent years trying to be strong, till I couldn't stand at all. Now I know your power shines the brightest when I'm small. You never needed my perfection, you never asked me to pretend, and you just wanted all the pieces of the man I couldn't mend. And every crack I tried to hide became a place your light got in. When I got nothing left, I found you were enough. When my strength finally failed me, I discovered your love. I don't have to be a hero, I don't have to have it all, 'cause your strength is made perfect every time I fall. Every time I fall. When I got nothing left, I found I still had you. There's a coffee cup still sitting there on the corner of the table, dust collecting on the handle like time forgot its name. But some things never leave a room, even when they're gone. The laughter of the conversations, the people we hold on to new. I spent so many nights asking questions in the dark. Lord, what do you do with all these empty chairs, the ones left at the table by the people who aren't there? I've got memories in silence and prayers I barely speak. Lord, what do you do with all these empty chairs? I still catch myself some days turning toward their side of the room, like they're about to walk back in, like nothing ever changed. But life keeps moving forward, though part of me stands still, trying to make sense of things that never made much sense then. And I don't always understand the reasons that you give. Lord, what do you do with all these empty chairs, the ones left at the table by the people who aren't there? I've got memories and silence and prayers I barely speak. Lord, what do you do with all these empty chairs? Yeah, maybe you gather every tear, maybe you hear every name, maybe the ones we're missing now are really gone away. Maybe heaven's closer than these eyes can see, and every empty chair down here is filled around your table. Lord, I think you know what to do with empty chairs. You carry all our story and every burden that we bear. So I'll trust you with the silence and the things I cannot see, 'cause no chair stays empty forever when eternity is real. Oh, yeah. One day we'll sit together at your table again. I drove these roads 1,000 times, trying to outrun my own mind. And every town looked just the same, different signs, different names. I filled the silence with anything just to keep from feeling it. But the farther that I wandered, the less I knew where home had been. And every night I swore I was too far gone, but there was a porch light burning at the end of the road when I thought nobody wanted me, when I thought I was alone, and I could see it shining through the rain and through the dark, like you were saying, come back home. Before I knew where to start, there was a porch light burning. I had a pocket full of reasons why I shouldn't turn around. Too much damage in the mirror, too much guilt to put back down. But mercy doesn't ask for perfect, and grace doesn't keep score. I found that out the moment I stepped back through the door. And after all those years, you were still there. There was a porch light burning at the end of the road when I thought nobody wanted me, when I thought I was alone, and I could see it shining through the rain and through the dark, like you were saying, come back home. Before I knew where to start, there was a porch light burning. I thought I'd have to fix myself before I could come near, but you met me in my brokenness and washed away the fear. And all the miles behind me couldn't change what you'd done. The cross had already paid for every place I'd run. There was a porch light burning long before I turned around, long before I found forgiveness, long before I was found. And now when others wander, lost and searching in the night, I pray they see the same thing. The porch light